Explorer 61, the first expedition. Log 1. I've awoken to the radius.
Christ on a stick.
I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I did wake up in a weird abandoned house.
Did I fall out of bed?
There wasn't much in the room: paintings, abandoned books, and a bird that turned to dust upon contact.
It's all gone to hell. I feel them. I talk to them. But are they people? It looks like... Why can't they hear me?
Probably the crazy ramblings of someone. Probably talking about the weird statues of people around, which also turned to bits when you touched them.
Can't even hold it like a weapon.
The way outside was blocked off by some wooden planks, but it's not that hard to leave. Outside looks desolate as well. It being in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, Christ.
You can see me? Hear me?
Yes?
A woman in complete white spoke to me. I didn't see her speak. It was just sort of in my mind. I went to her.
Come closer. Try to touch me. Oh, you can hear me. I kept trying to speak to others, but they couldn't, and... help me, please.
Alright.
It would have been nice to know your name, at least.
Well, here goes nothing. Christ.
That fall hurt like a bitch. And then I took mystery drugs.
Whew. That's better.
After another fall, which didn't hurt as much, I grabbed a knife. It was a bit rusty, but it would work. I put it neatly in my bag.
I'm in his marketplace. Sorry.
I wasn't sorry.
I feel that something will happen. My heart beating. Though I don't feel it, I'm sure he will come.
Further on, I found a flashlight and more drugs for heading on forward.
It was my homeland, but now it's wasted. When did it happen? Like, it's been so long.
I jumped down into what looked like sewers. Very dank. It smelled horrible, too.
Huh. What the fuck?
I then found one of those things. Not sure what to call them. Sticks? Slouchers? Climbing out led me to more of those slouchers, along with a gun and ammo on the table. I lined up my sights and took a few shots, even killed the two slouchers. And then I became a loot goblin, taking all the ammo for myself.
I'm gonna need all this. Who are you looking at? Fair enough.
I don't know why I talked to the person. I just felt like it. Above the bridge was some weird power stuff, and across it was some weird looking things. I don't want to touch them. That sack I just grabbed was a probe. It allowed me to see these things called anomalies.
You need to make sure you stay that way. This is no place for the living. Go into the fog. See what's out there. This will guide you. Now that we've made this connection, I can find you anywhere.
That is a horrible fucking idea to go in the fog. I mean, this is already pretty bad enough. I mean, there's really no other way to go in, huh? Here's nothing.
With limited supplies and resources, against my better judgment, I went into the fog. And that's how my adventure in the radius began.
I guess it does take me somewhere safe, huh?
And then a big gun was pointed at me.
Stop. Authorized personnel only.
Um,
Raise your hands above your head for identification.
Greetings, Explorer. This message is to remind you that you are the UNPSC field officer aiding our research of the Pechorsk radius anomaly. Congratulations on your contract extension. Your security level has been reset to 0 due to long-term absence. Please proceed to your room and continue the missions. We are hoping for complete cooperation.
I mean,
I then found drugs in a dumpster, and then I went to my room.
this is my living quarters.
In the room was a few guns, ammo, a bed, a computer, and even a guitar.
Oh. I have two with the same pistol. Guess you just stick with this.
After getting myself acquainted in my bedroom, I went to the computer and started a mission.
Damn, I'm broke. Okay. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard.
I also found I had a little map on my back, and it even has a light, which I'm delighted to hear.
What? Oh, sick. Well, let's get a move on. First mission, equipment retrieval.
I got all my stuff ready, and then I left.
Where'd the mags? Oh. Where'd my box of ammo go? Of course. Food? Okay, well. Let's just get a couple things placed where they should be. This feels right. I really don't want to go through the fog, but who cares? Full on restart. Alright. Let's get to work.
The job wasn't that hard. Just go in, grab the watch, get out. Easy. Of course, there's gonna be objects in the way, such as a sloucher.
Oh shit.
I hadn't expected the sloucher to turn around so early, so I took a deep breath, backed up, and shot it. Saw its exposed heart. I sliced at it.
Where did the key go?
Key went missing for something. Oh!
Minding
What
the
the
floating
fuck?
trucks, I went in the area. The block? Fortress. Doesn't
Flying
matter.
Trucks. I guess that's
What I was looking for is in there.
And these things. Oh, I missed the first shot.
The place was desolate, abandoned, cold, dead.
Oh. That's what I'm looking for. Oh. That was a bit early. Might as well start looting.
Despite its abandoned nature, it still has loot for me to use. Good.
You were not. Don't scare me like that.
Help me, please. That wasn't really me, just an image. I'm trapped somewhere terrible. I don't know where, just that it's dark here, and I can't move. I'm so sick of this place, whatever it is. My name's Katya, by the way. I'm so glad I found you. Finally, I'm not alone.
For now.
If what we saw earlier, just in the beginning, wasn't her, then
Can I build like?
is this her?
Ooh, that's nice.
What is she? There were some other tents that I hadn't looked into, so I decided to look into them. Got whatever loot I can.
Day 40. We settle on a hill next to the railroad. Looks like there was a substation or something before. Cleared the area for monsters. Glad we had those NATO guns after all. Day 53. A couple more people joined us. Their memory is messed up too, of course. Who am I? What am... Yeah, I haven't really taken the time to consider... What am I? I'm something.
Existential crisis set aside, I got some more ammo as well. It would be useful for my gun.
I hear something outside, and it greatly discomforts me.
The sound in question is a quick, garbled noise. It was just a little guy, though.
Lost logs, burn manned, 1.1. I don't remember my name, or why I'm here. I just know that it... I just know that I felt the sting of death, and its parting was giftless fear. Black Post was my grave. Black Post was my grave. I'd gone in unprepared and found myself surrounded. Soldiers entering clips after clips at a concrete barrier. I ducked behind. Shooting lasted for what felt like hours. Do you speak? No.
Soon enough, I left the encampment?
I don't really notice the body.
Back to my base, exploring anything I could. Of course, I dreaded fighting that thing that was crawling around earlier.
Gotta lock the thing up before some sneaky bastard breaks in and steals it again. Where did the key go?
I raided my pistol, ready to kill this little Turns out it was a bit easier than I thought. A knife probably would have done a better job.
Aren't you a little freak?
I don't know what I expected.
So many dead
For there
dudes.
to just not be dead people. But something about these corpses were different.
They have no face! That kind of looks like my rig.
Let's hope I don't become one of those dead dudes.
What's up with this? Photo trap. Valuable equipment left behind by some either reckless or unfortunate explorer. The UNPSC will be willing to pay a lot to get this back. Wait, that's where I work.
The camera, extremely valuable.
Well, they got anything useful over there? Besides a living quarter. Well, that is quite unfortunate for this person if he ever comes back.
If.
Or ammo of some kind. This is a nice chair. I contemplated sitting on it.
Near the entrance to Pervamay Route, which is where I'm in, is a little pit stop, which has a little thing on top. Above it I found a new flashlight and a couple of other items.
That's good. Another one of these. It's still fairly light, all things considered.
And then I went to the watchtower, which had a little box on top.
Attention! This is UNPSC emergency guidance recording L1-61. If you are listening to this, you are most likely suffering from one or more of the following conditions: a sense of displacement, disorientation, memory loss, ataxia, and visual auditory hallucinations. Please remain calm. You are experiencing the adverse effects of prolonged exposure to the Pechorsk radius. This recording was placed here by the UNPSC to guide affected personnel to safety. Inside this emergency cache, you will find a basic survival kit that will get you to the nearest research outpost. Enter the fog to find it.
With what was in there, I could barely even call it a survival kit. I went in the fog. Unknowingly, I didn't follow the poles into the fog, which
I guess you just go in the fog?
leads back to base. And, well...
The fuck? Oh.
This is not a good thing. I will just send to the
okay,
other side of the route. I am in deep trouble if I
Oh.
don't get back to base.
Okay. Well, I probably want to stay in the outskirts. I am afraid. And that's okay. I should be allowed to be afraid. Probes? Oh, I don't like that. Christ! Oh my god. Whoa. This is just... Okay. Okay. I killed it. I killed it. I killed it. I should go. I should leave. Oh god, there's another person up there.
My first firefight, and I got out unscathed. I did shit my pants in the process, however.
House. What does that mean? Okay. Shelter! I need that.
I ran like my life fucking depended on it. I did not have time to wait. I needed to get some kind of shelter and hide out until
Christ.
morning.
I'm going. Fuck. Grab it.
Finally, away from the danger, I could take a moment to breathe, despite the monsters lurking outside.
Oh, I don't like that outside. Stash one. That day, me and Ace got a job from the committee. So I offed him and made a stash in a pipe in the woods by the station near Pervin Route. Yeah, Ace brought me luck. Well, not much here to do. I can't really go out due to, well, yeah, I'm just kind of asleep.
Having made it through the night, it was no brainer that I should just head home right away, as fast as possible.
I just need to clear out a bit. I do something outside, so gotta be ready for that. Now's my chance. Now's my chance.
What's this iron hum again? Just got the new coil.
Oh, I'm hungry as hell.
Right. Gotta lock the thing up before some sneaky bastard breaks in and steals it again. Where did the key go?
That is not the way I want to go. Holy hell, god damn. That was horrifying. Jesus.
The sentiment, I believe, might be seen as relatable. Being shot at, being surrounded in a shelter.
Okay.
It's horrifying. Of course, from this one singular expedition, we had far more profits than we did losses.
I just had this weird dream that felt so real. There was an annoying beeping noise. It came from my strange-looking wristwatch thing. Then I saw shadows approaching, and suddenly everything drowned in the thick fog. I woke up shaking, the beeping still echoing in my ears. I have a feeling I'll see this place again.
Must be notes from another survivor.
Well, that was a thing. I need the... I probably should have organized this.
It was a big mess in my bag. I'll leave you better at organizing my stuff later on.
Unlocked new equipment. Check out the story. I have to undergo training to level up? Christ on a stick, fine.
Although I didn't want to go training, it may have been a good thing for me to have anyways.
Where did these come from? Oh. Get money for completing this? Hell yeah.
Welcome back, Explorer. This is the UNPSC training facility. To confirm your access level, you must pass a qualification test. Upon completing the procedure, you will be granted rights to buy better equipment.
Alright.
That better equipment is going to be very vital in my adventure. The first thing I learned how to do was to throw knives.
Oh.
They had a bit of a learning curve.
Christ.
The second thing was probes.
Alright, so I guess that means danger.
The third thing I learned were artifacts, which with this device I can find. The fourth thing I learned were writs, which can bring back enemies. It was one of the last things I heard before encountering the things that shot at me earlier.
That's what I heard in the factory!
It was not a factory.
So do I just fucking stab it?
I then learned about the tide, a phenomenon within the radius in which it resets everything. Not only loot, but also enemies.
Oh. Fuck.
Next was gun degradation and repair. Turns out all it takes to fix a gun is a bit of WD-40 and a toothbrush. And of course a stick and toilet paper. I feel as though there's a joke here I can make. I don't know what it is. And that was all to be taught to me.
Alright.
Despite our best efforts, the only ones able to enter the radius, the former inhabitants of Pechorsk, die of organ failure if leaving the 2-kilometer zone around it.
What?
The committee needs your help in exploring the phenomenon and finding a cure. The radius is clearly hostile, and only you can shield humanity from its dangers.
Upon return, stuff was up for me. Some more probes, a shotgun, a knife, and food. Nothing much else to do,
I'm gonna sleep.
but rest knowing I've survived my first time in the radius.